rain looked a bit heavy. Looks like we've had a bit of hail in that rain. It's going to be a very gusty, windy day today. So sadly, nothing doing outside. It's another gusty, windy type of day, and I've chosen to come out to the retail parks, and starting to wonder if I should have done, because I could actually feel my car rocking slightly on the drive here. I've now just parked up, and yes, it's rocking again still. So we've got 42 to 47 mile an hour winds forecast, and sporadic rain periods also. But I just didn't fancy being in the house all day. I was getting myself a little bit wound up as I had a dentist appointment, and thought this is all rather silly. I shouldn't let it upset my day, but I do, and so I've had to phone up and cancel it, because it's the only way I'll get any peace. I have severe anxiety levels when it comes to dentists, and it's not just the anxiety, it's the pain it causes. I swear a dentist can just look in my mouth and it generates pain without them even putting any instruments there. So I'm going to nip in the shops now and see if there's any bargains. Today has not been a good day. It's definitely one of those days where you wish you never got out of bed. Reason being, I go to the retail park this morning. It's windy, it's rainy, and I just wanted to get out of the house, to be fair. Just wanted to go over to the furthest away retail park to see if I could locate some decorative items for the panels in the garden that I'm yet to figure out what I'm going to do with, and the home bargain shop over there was the likely place where I might find some inspiration. So off I went, and sure enough I did, straight away. So I was happy with that, and happy with my purchases. I came out the shop, went to a couple of others, and then made my way towards Lady Bay Retail Park. And it was whilst I was at Lady Bay Retail Park, I pulled over and I thought, oh, I'll go to Greg's. The car park was a bit busy near the Greg side, so I moved over to the side which wasn't so busy, but then made the mistake of parking next to a car rather than finding a random space with nothing else around it. And as I opened my door, the wind took it and blew it into the car next to me. So the door flew into the passenger side of the silver car park next to me, and it left a slight indent, no bigger than an inch. And what I didn't realise was the driver was just coming towards me, and they shout out at me, "Oi, have you hit my car?" Well, I'm not going to deny it, I had. She'd seen me. Not purposely, the wind had took it. The lady was not particularly nice. I didn't like her manner. I felt she was talking down to me. I felt she was being derogatory. I needed to move away and clear some space from her, because who knows what she was going to say or what she was going to do. She was definitely very aggravated and constantly blaming me. She was also slightly emotionally unstable, as at one point she broke down and said, "I've had a horrible year," and started to cry. Well, that's not exactly rational behaviour when with a stranger for the first time, but which is why I didn't feel overly comfortable in her company, and I stepped away to get my head together before returning to my car to exchange details, by which time she'd already called the police, got a crime number, so wasn't relevant anymore. So I came home, reported it to the insurance, because that's what you're supposed to do in situations like this. Again,
It's not my fault the wind took the door. I shouldn't be made to feel guilty by anyone for something that was out of my control. And this lady made me feel guilty, made me feel bad, made me feel like a horrid person for something that was totally out of my control. And while I know what it feels like to have your car damaged, and I know how upsetting and hurtful and personal it can seem, we do have to kind of keep our composure and not blast off at the other person involved. You go home and do that, and do that with your partner, do that with your friends. You don't do it in front of the person on the phone, in front of the person who's just accidentally caused some very minor damage to the door of your car. But yeah, so that was my day. So needless to say, after that happened, that took over my day, because then all of a sudden I didn't feel too good and I couldn't focus on anything, and I was upset by the incident. Yeah. So I do feel like I've had a totally wasted day, but I shouldn't feel like that, because I did what I set out to do when I went to the retail park, to get my little bits to create the perfect backboards in the garden. But obviously the car incident has left me feeling very sad, very emotional. Yeah, takes it out of you when something happens, because even though I'm not to blame, I feel like I'm to blame, and I shouldn't feel that way, but you do, because I'm a good person and I don't like inflicting any kind of inconvenience onto anybody else. And obviously I know what dramas and nightmares are of trying to get your car fixed when something happens to it, and obviously going through the insurance process. It can take a while, and you can be without your car for a while they do what they need to do. But it's not my problem. I've been there. We've all been there, which is why we have to be a little bit rational if and when we find ourselves in those situations. And obviously the woman I dealt with today wasn't rational, and I just, you know, I wouldn't say she was violent, but I wouldn't say she was trustworthy either. Should be a dry day tomorrow, so hopefully I can make up for today's not doing anything particularly, and get on with some stuff in the garden tomorrow. And hopefully tomorrow will be so much better than it has been today. If a day hasn't been productive, then the day seems wasted to me. And today feels like a totally wasted